World Class Special Vehicles is an Australian-owned company making available to Australia North American Canadian special vehicles. We have been involved in the special vehicle manufacturing industry for more than 25 years. Our primary objective is to make available to the Australian community the best medical response vehicle available in the world today. After sales support is our responsibility. That's why we chose Crestline. With more than 20 certified ambulance manufacturing tests, including roof load test of 6.5 tonne, door load testing of 1 tonne, vehicle weight distribution, cot retention test, and centre of gravity test, just to name a few. We believe the product is world class. And thank you for your interest in this world class product.
When lives are at stake, there's nothing more urgent or more important than attending the accident scene quickly and safely. This simple philosophy is the motivation for the development of the world's finest ambulance, the New Era XC by Crestline coaches out of Saskatchewan in Canada. Over the next few minutes, we'll take you on a guided tour of this life-saving vehicle. We'll talk to independent experts about its performance, and we'll show you why it's the #1 choice for North American and Canadian ambulance services. So sit back, relax and enjoy. You're in good hands. World-class special vehicle operations has made the Chevrolet Express van and the chassis available to the Australian market with full volume compliance. The right-hand drive and four-wheel drive conversions are completed by the Quigley Motor Company USA, the only manufacturer licensed and authorised by General Motors for this function. The ambulance body is built on the General Motors Chevrolet Express cab chassis. While most ambulances today are constructed on a utility type chassis, this vehicle is constructed on a truck type chassis. Both the Chevrolet-based cutaway and van offer a wide body and power, unlike their European equivalents. The cab chassis and the suspension package were designed and developed by General Motors specifically for ambulance use, so no modifications are needed whatsoever. This delivers many cost-saving benefits to you. Let's take a look around the ambulance's exterior first. The ambulance has impressive clean lines, and the wall of the body is made from 50 by 50 by 3mm frame, set at 400mm centres. This means that it has a great deal of rollover strength and has been tested to withstand more than 1.5 times its own weight on the roof. Is this a case of over-engineering?
No, in my opinion, it is definitely not the case. Historically, ambulances in Australia were based on vehicles that just barely offered satisfactory load carrying capacities. This vehicle is based on a truck chassis. That means that all the components of that vehicle, the braking system, the chassis frame, the driveline, suspensions, are actually working not under full stress conditions. They offer higher margins. The vehicle was originally certified to comply with Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, which are standards applicable in United States and Canada. When it landed here, we retested it and found it to comply with Australian design rules, full volume procedures. We not only found it to comply with those rules, but also to exceed the required standards.
The skin of the body is made from one aluminium sheet all the way down the side to improve its appearance, also to reduce the possibility of warping or movement or leaks. The single sheet skin also forms the door jambs. All the corners of the ambulance are constructed with an 8-inch radius to reduce wind drag. Crestline has conducted extensive wind tunnel testing on these ambulances and modified the dimensions for optimum performance. For example, wind tunnel tests show that rear vision mirrors can contribute 2% to the overall drag on the vehicle and up to 1% of the total fuel consumption. By fitting these covers over the rear vision mirrors, it significantly reduces that drag. The light bar on the front of the unit is a standard inclusion, and it can be fitted with an optional light bar at the rear of the unit. Along the side of the ambulance are floodlights. Also, as options, you can have strobes at the side and at the front. Courtesy lights and floodlights automatically activate when each door is opened. Right-hand drive composite type headlights are fitted as standard. This particular vehicle has hella projection low beam and high beam headlights fitted as an aftermarket option. Continuing the tour of the exterior of the vehicle, the ambulance steps are fitted with a polished aluminium tread plate, while the rear bumper step folds up to enable easier access of the stretcher into the ambulance. Crestline understands that it's the small things, the little things, that are the big issues for people who operate ambulances. On a lot of ambulances in operation today, things like the rear bumper step is very narrow. The Crestline bumper rear step is wide enough to put a whole foot on, thereby reducing the possibility of slippage and reducing the possibility of a work-related injury. The big rear door is connected to hydraulic lifts, which are specifically designed for Australian conditions. And the kind of height you're getting back here, around 7 feet, really cuts down the possibility of injuring yourself as you're working quickly in an emergency situation at the back of the ambulance. Note the door holdbacks are large, strong and of quality stainless steel construction. The hinges are full-length top to bottom stainless steel and are securely fitted with 6mm stainless steel rivets. All the doors are fitted with central locking, and the locks are CNC machined to give a higher accuracy of components. The screws used are stainless steel with metal threads and nut inserts. They're not self-tappers. All body components are manufactured by computer-aided machinery for accurate fitting and for future replacement parts. The doors themselves are 50mm thick, and the whole vehicle is fully insulated. Ground level, all the wheels come standard with stainless steel wheel trims to maintain the appearance of the ambulance all the way through the vehicle's life. Dual rear wheel models give excellent stability under all weather conditions and during high-speed emergency missions. The skirting around the ambulance is made from ABS plastic. This is strong, and it is also easily replaced if damaged. Units which have fiberglass and exterior aluminium skirts need a specialist to instigate repairs. The ABS plastic componentry is relatively inexpensive, and it can be replaced by virtually anyone with a screwdriver. Now let's take a look inside the ambulance. The first thing you notice in the back of the ambulance is how well lit it is. It's actually equivalent to white light, a minimum of 600 lux, allowing paramedics to make an accurate skin colour assessment. The lights also have the unique capability of being able to be dimmed and have different grid capabilities. Everything inside this vehicle is optional. This unit has a squad bench seat fitted. Underneath the bench is storage space, and retractable inertia seat belts are fixed for each person who may use the squad bench. It's also designed to accommodate a full-size portable stretcher. Alternately, the ambulance can be supplied without the squad bench, leaving room for an extra stretcher or cabinet work. It can also be supplied with a bucket seat in place of the squad bench. The bucket seat will fold down to become an emergency stretcher. The ceiling of the ambulance body is finished in attractive, easy-to-clean ABS plastic and is about 1700 millimetres from the floor to the ceiling, or around 5'7", so that will give ambulance officers plenty of room to move about the cabin. Ambulance officers will know of the traditional moulded fiberglass cabinets and the problems that they can present. Cabinet work inside the Crestline coach ambulance is all optional and can be designed and built to suit any type of equipment. If your department has special needs, you can even have custom-made cabinet work to accommodate that special equipment, even to the point of having different cabinet work for each individual ambulance. Importantly, because products change over the years, what fits in there today may not necessarily fit in there tomorrow. These modular cabinets can be removed and replaced to accommodate these changes in equipment. If it was a moulded fiberglass unit, this would not be possible. The Crestline modular system ensures longevity of your investment. All handles and restraining systems in the ambulance interior are G-force tested for the safety of passengers and crew. There's also a roof rail for chest compressions while in transit. This ambulance is fitted with a striker stretcher and is mounted on a Crestline system. Crestline is a pneumatic system which floats the stretcher and patient on a cushion of air. And research shows that it can reduce the vibration through the stretcher by up to 33%. And quite notably, the Crestline can accommodate any brand of stretcher. The upholstery on the ambulance interior is made from heat-formed vinyl. There's no stitching, and this helps maintain hygiene and reduces the risk of the spread of disease. The seating of the ambulance is fitted with IV drip holders and pre-wired antenna locations, while the floor is constructed of a non-slip coin-type deck for cleanliness and appearance for the life of the ambulance. The interior of the ambulance is fitted with optional direction indicator lights. These help the patient and the crew know what the driver is doing and allows them to brace themselves for turning and for stopping. Sections of the ambulance interior are padded to help prevent injury of people moving around inside the ambulance during transit. Instrumentation inside the ambulance is large and easy to operate, reducing the chance of pushing the wrong switch. Air conditioning is thermostatically controlled, 28,000 BTU. There's an inverter status board which also displays the condition of the batteries. There are two 40-volt outlets, an audio level fader for the rear speaker, suction and oxygen facilities. At the head of the patient stretcher is a fully rotating and reclining paramedic seat. Access from the driver's cabin through to the ambulance area is easy, through this large access area. The driver's cabin offers both passenger and driver side airbags, stalk-mounted cruise control, power windows, and a factory-fitted in-dash air conditioner purely for the driver's cabin comfort. The centre console is completely removable and is fitted with switches which are both easy to read and easy to navigate during nighttime driving. There's a lot of room behind the front seats and they can be reclined if necessary. Technically, the Crestline ambulance has much to offer. All electronics are located in a central electronics cabinet. The electronics are completely automotive, consisting simply of relays and circuit breakers. There are no computer components. This means that spare parts can be found at any auto electrical retailer and the vehicle can be serviced and repaired by anyone with even the most basic auto electrical experience. All electrical wires are colour-coded and have their identification tattooed along the full length of the wire. No matter where you are on the vehicle, it's a simple matter to identify the wire. Circuit diagrams are included for ease of maintenance and troubleshooting. Also inside the electronics cabinet is the 1000 watt power inverter and three 750 cranking amp vehicle batteries. One is for cranking the engine and the other two are for the ambulance electrical system. The inverter is also the vehicle's battery charger. On the diesel there are 4 batteries and 2 engine-mounted alternators delivering more than 200 amps of battery charging. When the ambulance is in the station and on call, its power comes from a 240-volt inlet just near the fresh air vent. Now this is auto-ejecting, which means when the driver turns on the ignition, this automatically ejects. And that prevents the common situation of the driver forgetting to take the power lead out and driving off with half the ceiling in tow. Continuing the electrical display, if we have a look inside this compartment, we can see that the power supply for the lights and the central locking comes via these brass points. Now they're a much better alternative than a whole bunch of wires hanging down, which of course can fatigue, break down and eventually fail. This side compartment is a locker for a spine board and a scoop. It will hold 3 such items and they can slide straight out and be accessed easily. Beneath the workstation of the ambulance beats the heart of the machinery. Choose from a 5.7 litre fuel-injected petrol V8 or a 6.5 litre turbo diesel teamed with a 4-speed heavy-duty automatic gearbox with a lock-up torque converter. There's enough power to move the ambulance quickly away from a standing start and deliver it to the scene of the emergency in the shortest possible time with a genuine unmodified payload of 1,000 kilograms. Now you compare that to the Australian F250 ambulance, or equivalent thereof, with a payload of around 200 kilograms, and you can see that the Crestline coach ambulance is vastly superior in its capabilities. Despite its raw power, the ambulance also offers a smoothness of ride often not experienced. This is due to the three-piece parabolic leaf spring suspension. These 1,500mm long springs are separated by rubber to deliver a soft, leafy ride to provide maximum passenger comfort. The four-wheel anti-lock ABS brakes deliver optimum stopping power, while the low-profile tyres and dual rear wheels with front and rear sway bars offer handling normally reserved for a racing car. We've spoken at length about the cab chassis on which the ambulance is built, but it's important to note the quality. The cabin and the chassis are galvanised coated and covered by a 3-year 100,000 kilometre warranty on the cab chassis. The actual Crestline module carries an impressive 10-year structural warranty. Another important feature is that this cab chassis is so popular with operators, General Motors have committed to producing the unit in exactly the same cab-to-chassis dimensions for more than the next 10 years. This means you can buy your Crestline coach ambulance now and be confident that when the power plant and drivetrain need upgrading in 10 years or less, the existing body of your old ambulance will bolt straight off and straight on to the new cab chassis with ease. It makes the Crestline coach ambulance a fantastic option when fleet purchasing because your fleet is always up to date and you can amortise the cost of the module over 2 chassis if necessary. Compare these benefits to the Australian practice of changing the design and dimensions of a cab chassis every update model, and you can see it makes a lot of sense to buy Crestline. The Australian Federal Government has made the Crestline product available duty-free as an incentive to Australian ambulance services to be able to buy an ambulance which is state-of-the-art and meets all the safety standards. Everything on the Crestline coach ambulance is optional. Therefore, you can build it completely within your budget. You might like to order it with sharper lines, with a bigger or a smaller module, custom designed cabinets, or to the special requirements of your own service. It doesn't matter. Crestline can make any body design you want. They don't need multiple orders. One-off orders are welcome and they're processed quickly. This prototype that we're showing you today was custom ordered and rolled off the production line within 6 weeks of the order being received. Paying for and maintaining your Crestline coach ambulance is just as easy.
LeasePlan is a solutions-based company dedicated to working in partnership with its clients to meet their unique needs. Our unique concept provides full disclosure on all aspects of expenditure for the vehicles, which allows the ambulance service to reduce operating costs. We offer a no-risk guarantee. If the total fleet costs are less than indicated, the ambulance service obtains a refund of the net surplus, guaranteed. If total vehicle costs are higher than indicated, LeasePlan absorbs the shortfall, guaranteed. This innovative concept has proven to be more cost-effective than any other product in the operating lease arena. A major strength of the LeasePlan management system is that we control costs, we don't just collate them. We at LeasePlan are proud to be associated with world-class special vehicles and will provide Australia-wide management and support for these vehicles.